I'll go. All right, let's see if we're recording. We are. Sweet as. Okay, hey, welcome everybody. Hope you're doing good. Natalie Cutler-Welsh here. Some of you have met me, some of you haven't. I recognize some awesome names. So I'd love it if you guys can go ahead in the chat box, mention the name of your business. We're doing branding, so you may as well start with a little bit of connecting with each other. So you know what, you guys, I am doing this week with my Amplify group, which is a small group of about 7 women. I'm working with over a 6-week period. So we're in week 3. This week we were doing profile and presentation and like how are you showing up in real life and how are you showing up online. And I thought, you know what, I'll just do a training for my wider community on that similar topic. So what I'm doing today is giving you guys a power hour of all things, what I like to call up your brand. So what we're wanting to do is raise your profile so that you can whatever it is you're wanting to do, whatever it is that you're wanting to do. Maybe you're in business, maybe you're a speaker, maybe you're an author, maybe you just want to raise your profile, be an influencer. I'm not sure. Go ahead and pop your business name. You can drop a link or you can just put your name in the chat box. That would be awesome. Same thing if you're watching on Facebook Live. Can you guys, first of all, hear me okay? Can you see me okay? You can just type in the chat box if you like. Awesome. Okay, cool. So what we're looking at is, I'm calling it Up Your Brand. So I'm going to tell you a couple stories. I'm going to do a little bit of screen share. What I'm not doing is a fancy PowerPoint with a big sales pitch at the end. I'm literally dishing out some goods for you guys today. And really what my goal is really to just see you guys take action. And happy, you guys know me probably. I'm happy for you to learn from my what worked for me, what didn't work for me. So that's really what I'm going to do today. Hey, Carol, awesome to see you. Hey, Erica, yay. Great to see you, Stella, Christina, Louise. Amazing. Okay, so let's get into it. I would love actually to start by asking you guys, thank you, Carol. I would love to ask you guys a question. What is holding you back from being the brand you want? Okay, first of all, brand, such a crazy word. Like, it seems so commercial and businessy, but it's really, I consider it to be your vibe or like how you make people feel. Okay, so what is holding you back in terms of branding for your business? Just go ahead and comment. What is it that's holding you back? Just a couple of ideas, just get the brain going, get the brainstorming flowing, and we'll see what you guys come up with. While you're doing that, I'll just start my thing. So one of the things I found in my, 8+ years of working with what I like to call overwhelmed moms and overworked entrepreneurs is a lot of them struggling with, yes, overwhelmed, that's true. But in terms of branding and just in terms of business success and abundance and impact, I see them struggling with what we call putting themselves out there, okay? Like, putting themselves out there. I don't know how many times I've heard people say to me, yeah, well, easy for you, Nat, because you're an extrovert, or easy for you, Nat, whatever. Or they go, well, yeah, it's just that I don't want to be pushy. Or it's just that I'm not really like a salesperson. And, or I just don't want to offend people. Like, I hear that all the time. And hey, I get that. I hear you. I don't want to be pushy. I don't want to be a salesperson. And I don't want to offend people either. But guess what? I'm in business and so are you. And usually, you've heard me say this before, right? Everyone's in business to sell either love, money, or health. It's good, right? We're not salespeople. As my friend Amy Boyd says, we're helping people, which I think is a little bit of a mind shift. So hey there. Hey, Karen, great to see you on the Facebook Live, right? So Karen's selling love and health, probably, I imagine. Some of you will be selling all 3. I'm selling all 3. So if you can just get it into that kind of mindset, it does a little bit of a shift in the way that it feels, because branding, marketing, such buzzwords, but I don't want them to feel yuck. I want them to feel exciting to you. So hey, Sonia, awesome to see you again. We got to catch up in person. I was on a call this morning, a mentoring call with one of the girls in my Amplify group. We got her on the AM show, which is super exciting. And I was doing a prep call with her. And I was talking her through everything from emailing in the 3 key points that she plans to say during the session. What is she going to wear? Because obviously what you wear is important. And I always say to her, make sure, they film the back of your head too on that show, and your shoes. So I kind of talked her through literally everything from when you arrive and sign in, you go into the green room, you go into the elevator, like I walked her through the journey. And I think a lot of that, but the key that I said to her is, you know what? Like, just be who you are. Really, you don't do the best thing you can do for your brand, you guys, is to be your actual self. Like, just be who you are. Like me, I'm in your face, I'm kind of loud, whatever. I swear now and then, never on stage, ideally, and never on TV, ideally. But that's who I am. And I wanted to kick things off in a minute. I'm going to get you guys to do a little paper and pen activity. My battery is a bit low on Facebook Live. I'm sorry. I thought it was charging and it wasn't. So if I lose you guys, you got to go find that link. It's in my page and just click it and join us on Zoom. I apologize. So yeah, that's the thing. So one of the things I find, you guys, is working with all these women entrepreneurs and moms and everything, is I find so many people are afraid of putting themselves out there. I also find that people are kind of not stuck, but sitting in these 4 different phases of being. I call them zones, okay? So the first one is the zone of disconnection. So let's put it in a branding context. Zone of disconnection, right? This is when you guys are like posting on Facebook, Instagram, maybe. Like, you're just doing stuff. You now and then you'll send an email, but you don't really have a strategy and a plan, and you're not super solid on who you are exactly and who your people are, right? So that's what I call the zone of disconnection. The next zone is the should zone. Some of you guys will be in the should zone. I don't need to know who's in what zone. I just want you to know what zone you're in, okay? So this should zone is the zone where you're doing things mainly out of obligation. Oh, I really should write that blog. Oh gosh, I really need to send an email, blah, right? And you guys, if you've listened to me, I'm like, ditch the words should, need, and just from your vocab, and your life will change. Okay, but some people are stuck in the should zone. In fact, a lot of people are. They're like, I really should update my website. I really need to get a new logo. When you're using the words should, need, and just, newsflash, you're in the should zone. Okay, and that zone is tricky because it eats away at you. You're like, oh God, like it's this, oh, that energy is not going to serve you, and it's not going to call the clients in. Just saying. Okay, so what I would love you guys to do is just think about what zone you're in. The next zone is called the frustration zone, okay? So in the frustration zone, you're like, you know what, bugger it, or you know what, I'm done, or you know what, enough is enough. Because in the frustration zone, you're like, you know what, something's got to give, right? And maybe something happened, or there was an incident, but maybe not. Maybe you just got to the point where you're like, you know what? And sometimes in the frustration zone, we either get, a lot of people stay there, and they get all bitter and resentful. The problem with that, it starts affecting your health. Remember, if you guys know, my background, well, not my whole entire background, but in the early 7 years ago, parenting author. I was stuck in the should zone as a mom. I was like, I should do this and I need to do that, and poor me, and victim, blah, 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 right? So it's interesting. It's interesting to think about what zone you're in, but I got to the point where I was so frustrated that I was ready to make a change, right? And not only that, we got to a point where we needed the dollars because we moved to Auckland after the Christchurch earthquake and we had no money. So I started a business, et cetera, et cetera. But my point is, some of you guys will be stuck in the frustration zone where you're like, I've got a business. It's not really going places. I don't love the type of clients I'm attracting. You're stuck in that frustration zone. Now, here's the tricky bit. To move into the, what I like to call, up your brave zone, right? The up your brand and up your impact zone, you got to pass the crevasse, which is what I call the reintroduction gap. Okay, this is where you actually reaffirm, who am I? What do I believe in, right? What do I want to wear that totally represents what I'm about? What do I want to surround myself with? And who do I want to surround myself with? And what is my message? What impact do I want to have, right? And in the reintroduction gap, this is where you're reintroducing yourself to your clients, because maybe you've boosted your prices because you're like, you know what, I'm worth more than that. Or maybe you've changed your branding, you've up leveled slightly, and maybe you're just behaving slightly differently in terms of your boundaries. Well, guess what? The tricky thing is, in the reintroduction zone, you're going to get pushback. You're going to get people going, who do you think you are, right? Either in your actual life, your partner, your kids, your friends, other business colleagues going, oh, what, you think you're like better than us? You've got a $3,000 package now? You're charging $3,000 for your mentoring or whatever, okay? So in the reintroduction, the danger is that we can slip back, right? Or we think we're like, we change a logo, we buy a new jacket, and we think everything's gonna change, but if your headspace hasn't changed, honey, it ain't going to happen. So not many people actually, I think, make it into what I call the up your brave zone. Hey, Renee, awesome to see you. Okay. So in the up your brave zone, that's where you're like, and actually, Renee, I feel like you're moving into this a little bit yourself. In the up your brave zone, you're like, you know what? And I love this phrase. I don't know if I created it. I think I did. Of course I care what other people think, but I care what I think more. And it's not like, bugger you, I'll do my own thing, I'll show you. It's not coming from that place. It's coming from a place of empowered intention, right? Empowered actions. So you're living from this place of making positive choices that serve you, and as a result will serve the people around you. How does this relate to branding? Because I think branding is actually about impact. I think you guys and everyone on this planet actually wants a higher PIF. I call it a PIF. A personal impact factor. We want to make a bigger impact. Like I've always said, you guys, I don't want to be famous. I just want to change the world. Like that's what I've been saying for years. Like that is my thing. I just want to help people up their brave and take action, say what they want, make it happen. Like that's all I'm asking. So anyway, I think for people to actually get to that zone, the final zone, the up your brave zone, it's all about impact. And that is kind of interestingly what I'm helping women with, speakers, business people, in my Amplify program. Yep, getting them in a magazine. Yep, helping them get on TV. But even really, it's about what is your message? What are you wearing? And are you actually being true to who you are? When you guys do that online or in person at networking events or dinners or whatever, that's when your business will take off. When you are actually you. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to dive into a little activity now. Please grab a piece of paper. Comment below. Does that resonate with you guys? My Facebook Livers, I love seeing your comments. My Zoom people, where are you? Hello. Comments, please. Does that resonate with you? I don't need to know what zone you're in. I just want you to be thinking, yeah, that's me. I'm in the should zone, or dear God, I'm in the frustration zone, or whatever. Okay. Awesome. Great. So I want you to grab a piece of paper. We're going to draw a little table. It's going to have 3 columns in it. I'm going to hold something up so you can see, but literally draw something like this. So we've got 2 lines and 1 line across. In other words, we're ending up with 3 columns. Remember, Facebook Livers, if I drop out, it's because my battery is too low. And please join us on Zoom. Okay, so we're doing these columns. I would like you to think of 3 people that you know or know of. You don't need to know them personally. 3 people that you admire. Okay, 3 people that you're like, whoa, she or he is freaking awesome. That person, maybe I don't know like the word role model, but maybe like you really admire that person. Okay. Thank you, Sonia, for your comment about the zone. So on your little table, you guys, I'm not going to make you share. This is for you. This is cool. Okay. You might be thinking, oh, I've done this before, but I'm going to add a twist. I went to an amazing workshop. Like you guys, I love investing in myself. I'm always learning. I like to put dollars in because I do feel like if you don't pay, you don't play. So I went to this workshop. We did this activity, but there's a little twist at the end. So kudos to Quinn Curtis, who's an amazing workshop I attended. And I'm just going to share this with you. It's such a great activity. So if you're driving, please do not write this down, but just think about 3 people who you admire. Okay. And when I asked this question, I did this activity with my PA. She's like, no one really comes to mind. So I changed my phrasing. If people don't get what you're saying, change it up. So my other way to say it is, if you could have a dinner party and you could only invite 3 amazing people from history or current or whatever, who would they be? Right? Or who is your celebrity crush? Whatever resonates for you. Just give me 3 names here. 1 name, another, and another. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so just do the names, and then I want you to start filling in with words. You don't have to write me sentences, but words that describe that person. Okay, so let's just say, for example, I wrote down Lady Gaga, for example. I would write like, stylish, confident, extroverted or whatever, sparkly, just so we're writing down words. Okay, so you guys, I can just go for that. I'm going to give you like 3 minutes. And I'm going to just be silent, if you can imagine. No, I'm not. I'm going to read Renee's comment. So Renee said, when people you meet for the first time and they say they know you from Facebook because of your style stands out. That's right. That's what, that is. You're making traction when people, they recognize you because of your hair or your jacket or whatever. But the other thing with that, remember, is you don't have to just have one look. Like when I wrote my book, right? I was the overwhelmed, hectic but happy mother of 3. And I was kind of the sporty one. But I still had photos of me like wearing a dress now and then, or, cool pants or whatever. I often, like today, I'm wearing my leopard print pants. I often wear stuff like that. So what I'm saying is you don't have to be like, I can only wear sporty stuff because people know me as a sporty person. So you want to make sure that you're true to you, but you can have diversity, of course, because you are a diverse person after all. So I want you to do that little table. So excited for this part. So exciting. I'm probably going to rush you through it, but let's just do it. So you've got now 3 names, and you've got a couple words, like 3 or 4 or so words under each name. Can you comment, please, if you are, just say done when you've done that. Awesome. Carol says all of them are inspiring. Yep, but you got to pick 3 people that really just stand out in your mind. Yay. Yes. Charlene, who has alopecia like my boy Jonah, she says, or lack of hair, right? People might know you for your hair or your lack of hair. Exactly. All right. Okay, this is the cool part. Are you ready? Just say done if you're done. It's important that you're, okay. So what I want you guys to do now, you've written out the words. I want you to circle or grab a highlighter. Thank you, Erica. Circle or grab a highlighter. I want you to circle or highlight the words that come up frequently. They don't have to be the same words, but if I said confident here, and then I said like self-assured over there, they're kind of the same. So we're looking for synonyms. So I would circle that because it's come up more than once, right? So I want you to circle or highlight, thank you, Kirsty, the words that come up like quite a few times. You're like, oh, that's interesting. This person here, she's really authentic. Oh, and this person genuine. Okay, that's the same thing, right? We're going to circle it. You get the gist? So we're not circling all your words, just the ones that come up like kind of frequently. And you're like, that's interesting. So do that now. Oh, Louise, I think we did this on one of your mentoring calls, but we never did part 2. Is this true? So maybe, I don't know, but let's, I'm excited for part 2. I'm excited about part 2, and I'm so sad about my phone that's gonna maybe cut out, but stay with me, girls. Okay, then comment please done once you've done the old highlight circle step. By the way, I'm just gonna chime in, branding is not about perfection, okay? You guys know I don't even believe in perfection. And so if I was to pan the camera, which I'm happy to do, and show you that like my house is not perfect, I have mess, like I have children and animals and such. So I never want perfection to hold you guys back. Of course you want to do things well. Thank you, Erica. Okay. Oh, Karen had to leave, but she's back. She's coming, she's going. Okay, so now we've got the chart, the table. We've got the 3 names, we've got the words, we've circled the words. Yes, nodding? Let me see if I can see all your beautiful faces here. Okay, I can't see because people are not showing their faces today. That's okay. Okay, this is the cool part. Are you ready? Can I get one person to volunteer? I'm not going to get everyone to do it. One person, I just want you to read out the words that you've circled. Can we, Carol, are you happy to do it for me? Thanks, hon. Okay, unmute yourself.
Yep. Hi.
Hi.
Great. Okay, so inspiring is under all 3. And I had real, authentic, and genuine, so that's all together as one. And I had cutting edge under all 3.
Wow.
And spiritually aware under all 3.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So hopefully all of you guys have done some as well. You've done your own. And sometimes if we did this in a real life workshop together in person, you guys, I would get more people to read it out, because when others read it out, you go, oh my God, yeah, it's that person, same. And you get a few more ideas. But I just want you to get the gist. Hi, Celia. You'll have to watch the replay. This is a crucial and critical moment here. Okay. So you've got your words circled. Okay, this is so cool. So before we did this activity, the girl sitting beside me put up her hand and she goes, I feel like, and this was a group of high-level doTERRA. So I'm a diamond in doTERRA, which means I have a massive team and it's awesome. Anyway, high-level women in doTERRA, right? She puts up her hand and she goes, I feel like I should be less fluffy. And in my brain, I go, maybe I should be more fluffy. Like that's literally what my brain said. Maybe I should be more fluffy. So I started like questioning, like, who am I? Like, maybe I should be more fluffy because I'm pretty like in your face and opinionated, right? So maybe I should be more fluffy. Then we do this activity, right? And I read out my words, and you're going to do this now. I want you to take the names here. I don't really care who they are. I want you to cross out the names, Just put a cross right through those 3 names. Just do it. I know it feels weird. Stay with me. Cross, cross, cross. And I want you to write, kudos to Quinn Curtis here. I want you to write me, me, me in the boxes. Okay? Now, how does that feel? Okay, you guys, this is your secret weapons of branding. Okay, this is who you are. Okay, can someone else other than Carol please volunteer to someone on the Zoom call? I'll volunteer to read out the words that they highlighted. Or type them in. You know what? You guys can all do it if you can. I know one person's driving. But go ahead and type in some of the words that came up frequently. Or how do you feel now looking at the words that came up? So when I did this activity, remember I had just said, maybe I should be more fluffy. But the words, and I had like Marie Forleo, I had Girl Wash Your Face, Rachel Hollis, and I can't remember the other one. Carol, I don't feel cutting edge. Well, maybe you want to be. Anyway, and I read out the words and it was like in your face, confident. Oh, Mel Robbins. Smart, you know, all these things. And I was like, oh my God, wow. So you guys, I don't know if it's as impactful online as in person, but the point is what I want you to see is that you are this. This is who you are. You are these words already. The key for branding is for you to express that accurately to the actual world, in person and online. Okay, we're gonna do that next. I know it's already 12:24. Imagine if you had a whole day with me, you'd like go crazy. Okay, here we go, let's do it. So we've done the 3-column activity. So how, Nat, how do I be who I am? Like, right, how do I do that? Please keep writing your words in, it's interesting. Stella says inspire, share knowledge, confident. Okay, even though you're not in your face, outgoing like me, Stella, I know you, you are confident in your own quieter way, and that's totally cool. Okay, so be who you are. I feel like there's a couple of aspects to this. I could spend an hour on each one, but I'm gonna blitz it for you. Number 1, personality, okay? So go away from this. If you haven't already, do one of those personality tests, right? Myers-Briggs, the Dove, the Eagle, whatever. In fact, I'm gonna screen share with you guys. Kirsty Godwin, real, fun, stylish, friendly. Yes, you are, honey. Yes, you are. Okay, I'm gonna screen share with you guys, if I can find it, my little bit of my worksheet. Ooh, where is it? A little bit of my worksheet where I actually, hang on a sec, where I actually show when I go through with my Amplify girls, I show them the personality types and all that jazz. Okay, we won't do it, it's not working. That's okay. So basically, you guys know what I mean, right? The personality types and stuff. So in short, I did a little session the other day where instead of the usuals, I looked at elements like metal and fire and water. So if you haven't seen that video, you can watch it afterwards. But basically, I'll give you the short gist, is that I'm fire and wood. I'm, look at me, go, go, go. Look at me, must keep going, must work hard, must never take a break, right? Which is great, and that is who I am. But if all you do is that, you're gonna be collapsed in a heap, exhausted. So I needed to call on my water, right? And I needed to call on my, what's the other one? Fire, air, water, metal. I needed to call on my metal. There's a few more air and things where I wanted to elevate. This was a few years ago. Elevate my prices and just have more like elevate my business. So I started wearing or having things around me that were a little bit more blingy and sparkly, you know, and gold, like the mirror I brought. But this is me still being fire, but also water, like a little bit more relaxed and that type of thing. Okay. Anyway, you guys can watch about that later. It's kind of interesting. But what I'm saying here, be who you are, definitely. But sometimes in business, we start going, oh, but who am I to do that? Or who am I to do this? And sometimes if you're a water person, where you're an amiable, you don't really want to like offend people too much, you got to call on your fire or call on your driver. These are just different terminology for different personality types, but you get my gist, right? You're not changing who you are, but you just sometimes have to call on your fire and publish that blog or whatever, or call on your driver and not get rid. You put your little perfectionist just off to the side for a moment and film a Facebook Live, because guess what? Just be who you are. People will love it. Just because you're giving value, you're selling love, money, and health. Okay. So I hope that helps. So we're looking at personality is one thing. Style is another thing. One of the things you might have heard me say is what you wear says as much about you as your website, right? And I'm not really a big fashion person, but I just want to show you guys, like, I want you to have 3 colors that really represent you or your business. Go ahead and comment. Hey, Kat, go ahead and comment. Hi, Leanne, in the chat box, in the Facebook Live. What are 1 or 2 of the colors that people will associate with your business? Ideally, you should have a couple clear colors. You don't want to be using all sorts of colors all the time. So for me, when I started, it was definitely like coral. No, in fact, it was more of a hot pink when I started. Then I moved into kind of coral. For me now, it's coral and gold. If you saw my website before I changed the colors, it was like blue and yellow and horrible. And I just changed the colors back to the branding that people recognize for me and that feels right to me. Then all of a sudden it felt that it was a true representation of me. So you want to look at your personality. You want to look at what you're wearing. You want to look at your colors and what you're surrounding your environment. Like, what are you surrounding yourself with? So if I'm doing Facebook Live, I don't have to have a perfect backdrop, but I kind of am aware of what's in the background. And I'm surrounding myself literally with things I love, which are like flowers, gold, sequins, and things like that. Okay, awesome. Purple, pink, we've got all sorts of things coming in. I was going to screen share with you. I'm not sure why the screen share is not working, but I was going to screen share a few resources with you guys, but I'll just tell you. One is called Spark Type. I'll put the link in later, and that is a little home assessment you can do. It tells you a little bit about your personality. It's a cool one, Spark Type. I'll put the link in. The other one I was going to tell you is called Unsplash, and it's free, amazing stock photos that do not look like stock photos, and you can type in celebration or freedom or whatever some of your words are, and it will come up with awesome images. And the third one is Pinterest, which I know you know about Pinterest, but I hadn't been on there in years, and I created a new mood board, which really I felt represented my brand that I can always go back to check in. And it was all things gold and silver and sparkly and bright yellow or blue. I'm going to show you guys why I never wear black. So it's really important to wear what makes you feel confident. When I was mentoring my client this morning about what to wear on TV, I said, you got to be comfortable, like physically, don't wear something that's itchy or the tag's digging into you, but also you need to feel like you. Okay, so like this is just an example. I don't know if you can tell, but you'll never see me wear black because I don't know if you can see how bad it is, but I don't feel like me. That's the main thing. You might be going, oh, you don't look so bad, but I don't feel like me. Like I would never wear black, and because I just like, why would I want to look like everybody else personally? Because I'm fire. I like to stand out, remember? But not only that, I love color. I love like a burst of color. And so I feel much more comfortable and much more like myself if I'm wearing colors. And that helps you to stay in the zone of love when you're wearing what feels right to you, okay? Obviously, there's a time and occasion for different outfits, but what you're wearing is important, right? So if you guys have a photo shoot coming up, make sure the clothes that you wear in the photo shoot, and this is crucial, not just like, are you at the beach? Are you standing by a tree? Whatever. It's like, make sure the colors and the look and the feel are representative of you. Like Carol, if you were going to do a new photo shoot and you're like, I don't really feel cutting edge, but cutting, like, and I'd be like, do you want to be cutting edge? She's like, kinda. I would be like, awesome. And when we do your photo shoot, let's get that cool glitzy handbag and let's just have it off to the side. I took some amazing photos. I did a business training here on the weekend. One of the girls was like, I'm ready to come out of the closet. I'm ready to tell people that I do essential oils. And I said, boom, let's do some photos right here, right now. She looked amazing. She had this beige jersey with a roll neck, ripped jeans. I said, you're like classy, edgy. She had this Coco Chanel bag off to the side and she had her oil bag open. And it was just, and we just took all these photos kind of from above and to the side. And then I took some photos of just her knee with the ripped jeans and her nails. And it was like, oh my God, now she can use those and use word swag and put little phrases in there. So my point is just make sure that you are now representing yourself. Go back and look at your social media platforms. When I work with my clients, I actually go and give them like a video review and all that. But you guys can do it on your own. You can go look at your Facebook page, your website, and be like, if I want to be classy and edgy, or if I want to be, approachable, are people going to feel that? You go and just look at your page and do you feel that when you land there? Because in a blink, as you know, people are going to decide if they feel at home on your website, if they belong. So, and not everyone has to feel at home and belong, just the people that you're trying to attract. Okay. So that's the Be Who You Are segment. You guys keeping up with me? Awesome. Deb, great to see you back again for all my trainings. Okay. The next part is Okay, say what you want. You guys know I'm obsessed, literally, with people saying what they actually want, what they truly desire. Okay, when I say what you want, I don't mean go like, well, like say whatever you want, who cares? I mean, say what you actually want. Say what you desire. So make sure that your branding, whatever you've got going on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever, make sure you're saying what you want. In other words, make sure you're getting your message out to the world. And I want to ask you guys, type it if you want. What is your message at the moment? Like, what are one of, you guys know I have all these phrases that I say, okay? But my overarching message is actually up your brave. Up your brave, say what you want, make it happen. But up your brave is my thing, and I'm writing a keynote all about it at the moment. But for you guys, one of the things I also say is stay in the zone of love. I just said it before. Give, get. I used to say that all the time. So for you, what are some of the things that you say? And if you don't know, I would invite you to just stop and listen and just listen when you're talking to your kids or when you're talking to your friend who's going through a hard time. Like, what is it that you're saying? Because that is magic for your marketing. That is actually your advice and some of your message, okay? So if you want to go ahead and type it, we can call it your tagline. For some of you, it might be your tagline. But it's really like, what is your message to the world, you know? So think about that. So say what you want. What is your message? And also having a call to action, meaning what do you want your people to do about it? Right? So in terms of the hashtag customer journey, when someone sees you online, on a Facebook Live, getting interviewed by someone on your website, when they see you, what do you want them to do? What's the path? Where do you want them to go next? So make sure that when you look with fresh eyes now at your website or your Facebook page, that it's easier for them to find out how to work with you or how you help people specifically. So Carol says happiness is magnetic. Is that your message? Cool. Happiness is magnetic. So she can do a ton of stuff with that. She can do a Facebook Live all about like what is happiness. She can interview other people. She can do it by herself. You guys, if you're nervous about Facebook Lives, remember you can, hey Ann, you can flip the camera. So right now, for those people who are on Facebook Live, I'm just going to flip the camera. So you might do a little bit of face, like your face, and then you might go, hey guys, I'm just going to show you, you know, that sometimes your home office can be here, or your home office can be out there, or whatever. My point is, it doesn't have to be your face 24/7 in their face. Okay, so if you get nervous about doing Facebook Live, you can start with your face, flip the camera, and show them. Do an unboxing if you're a product-based business. Do like a behind the scenes of your work if you're like own a hair salon or something like that. Okay, so I just want to remind you that you can get a little bit creative with it, but make sure people know what to do. So if you're doing a Facebook Live, I always say to people, well, what is your intention? So before you press go, what is your intention with this Facebook Live? Carol might say, oh, I just want to inspire people to know that happiness is magnetic. Okay, awesome, but what do you want them to do with that? Either you want them to like book a call with you, come to your event, or go out and change their life in some way. So you're gonna give them something to do. It doesn't have to be come and buy my product or whatever. It can be, so you guys, if you want, like I always do this, hey, some homework, if you're up for it, is after this Facebook Live, I'd love it if you could blah, 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 and I give them something to do. So that is part of the say what you want. Like say what you want, get your message out, and say what you want them to do, okay? Because people are watching you, they're excited about your vibe, your message, and then you gotta give them somewhere to go or else they're just gonna be lost. Awesome. I also wanted to share, so with coming back to that reintroduction, this is a super cool thing that we did in Sydney at the event. I was going to screen share it. I don't know why it's not working, but I'll just read it out to you guys. Is we call it, this is from Haley Weissy, it was a great idea. We call it your once upon a time story. So if you decide that you're going to reinvent yourself or reintroduce yourself to your audience because maybe you want to be a little bit more authentic or honest about your backstory, or maybe like you're elevating your prices or you're niching even more. Like when I started working mainly with speakers and not so much with like everyone who owns a business, you know, it's a scary step. It's exciting and scary. So I was going to screen share with you. I can screen share with the Facebook Livers. Sorry, you guys who can't see it. But Allison wrote this super cool once upon a time story, and you guys could do something similar. I'll just read it to you briefly. Once upon a time, there was a woman who felt lost and disconnected. Despite having hundreds of friends, she felt alone. She had low self-esteem, low self-confidence, and didn't know what purpose she had. She had felt this way since university, thinking she was finding her way, but in reality getting lost in the maze called life. She went along with the crowd because she wanted desperately to belong. but didn't realize that what made her special was her uniqueness. She made a bold move from one side of the world to another, yet she still couldn't find her way. She was still lost, living without purpose, yet knowing there was so much more she could give, that she could make her mark in some way. And then one day she expected only roast dinner at a friend's house, and she opened up a small amber bottle, one that looked like the others. It wasn't a lemon, lavender, or peppermint. It was a perfume, and it awakened her senses. In an instant, she began to feel that everything was going to be okay. She was whole, that she would find her way and her purpose in life now. Not just because it was something that everyone else was doing. When she smells whisper and uses her oils, she feels alive and surrounded with love. She has purpose and people who love her just the way she is. That's my story. What's yours, etc. I actually said to Allison, I said, that's awesome. It gives people a window into who you are. She has a photo of herself above it. But I actually said, what do you want them to do? You know, I saw when that's on her website. But when she posted on Facebook, I said, okay, maybe do a PS, because a PS is more gentle. It's more of a gentle call to action. She could go, PS, if you also feel like you want to belong and you want to learn how, PM me. She doesn't have to say book a call here, click this link. It can just be as subtle as PM me if you're on Facebook. Okay, so that was her once upon a time story. So you guys obviously are in all sorts of different businesses. I can see from the ladies here, we've got Erica in the fashion industry. We've got Charlene. I think she does something with coffee or motivating people. We've got Stella, who is World Organics. We've got Louise, so all sorts of people in different industries. You can write your own once upon a time story. And it's almost this third person, less confrontational way of talking about yourself, but giving people a real genuine window into who you are. So I just wanted to plant that seed in terms of reintroducing yourself and saying what you want to people, especially if you feel like, you wanted to actually share a little bit more than you shared before. So that's a great little technique, the once upon a time story. Awesome. Hey, you guys, we're almost done. I'm going to go to questions soon. But the third part of my little recipe here for you guys is be who you are, say what you want, and then, of course, obviously, it's me, take action, make it happen, okay? And I don't mean just do it, JFDI. I mean, actually, what are the actual steps that you need to take to make this happen, to figure out who am I, how do I express that to the world, what is my message, what do I want people to do? What is my customer journey and all that kind of stuff, okay? So I just want you to leave here thinking of maybe two actions you're going to take from the call that you are actually going to implement. I don't want you in the should zone, so don't feel like I really should do it. I want you to choose something that you actually want to do, because really, if you watched my video yesterday, if you want to do something, you will make it happen. Right? If you're not putting it off, you obviously don't want it that bad. I'm just saying. So choose one or two little tasks or homework pieces from what we've discussed today that you're going to do. So it might be, I'm going to go and do that personality test thing once Nat puts the link up, or I'm going to go and replace the cover banner on my Facebook page because it's got my old logo and I've been meaning to do that for ages. Okay? But I don't want you in the should zone. I want you coming from an empowered place of choice. Awesome. Hey, the other thing I was thinking, you guys, is, I've got my Amplify group at the moment. It's probably the only time I'm running it this year because I'm so busy doing lots of awesome things, I was also thinking if anyone does want help with this kind of stuff, and in my Amplify, it's 6 weeks. So we look at what is your intention, what is your message, what is your profile, what is your presentation, what are the actions, et cetera, et cetera. I'm looking at creating a DIY version. So again, I'd love feedback from you guys. If that's something you want help with, just private message me, let me know. And I'm probably gonna put something together, which is instead of $1,500, it'll be more like intro price, $150. It'll be quite a different product. But anyway, if you guys feel like this is interesting, I like Nat's full on in your face vibe, and I want to hang out with her more online, then let me know, and I'm going to put that together, but I can put a hurry up on it if it's something that people want. So let me know about that. Awesome. Let's go to some questions. I was really hoping to have a look at anyone's Facebook page or something like that if they want, but I can't seem to screen share. So I'm just going to go to some questions. Unmute yourself or comment in the chat box. Sonia says, rise to shine. So Sonia, is that your message? Is that or is that your tagline? Just comment because I know you guys can't talk to me. Awesome. Yay, Louise. That would be great. Yes, I would love to help you with that. So, and the other thing is really, like I said, if you're in that disconnection zone, or you're sitting in the should zone or the frustration zone, is that a fun place to be? No. And I'm not saying you don't dip back there. Like sometimes I'll dip back there and I'll be like, my boundaries will slide and I'll fall back into the should zone, but you got to get back into that. You got to get over that crevasse, over the reintroduction gap. And when you feel like you can just be who you are on video or on, wherever you're going in front of your people at networking events, you can just be who you are and not try to be something else, or not try to dull yourself down if you're someone like me, or not try to like boister yourself up. If you're actually more of a calm person, you don't have to be all like, like crazy for people to like you. You just have to be yourself. But that needs to come through on social media as well. And that's the tricky bit, is getting it. Some people are really good in person, not so good online. Other people good online, not so good in person. We want to be consistent across the platforms. Awesome. Okay, any other questions from you guys before we wrap it up? I want to see some commitments. I want to see some, like one thing, let's say, that you're going to do from this call that's going to move you towards that up your brave zone, right? Okay, I want to see, like, maybe from the little activity that we did with the table, maybe you're like, oh my gosh, these words are me, but I haven't been that person for a while. Maybe you're going to give yourself permission, right, to actually be that person, because you are. Maybe you've just covered it up with stories or clothes that don't fit you anymore or whatever. Stella, she's going to do the personality test. Yay. Louise, she's going to look at her colors and style. Yay. Awesome. If you guys want help with that stuff, I know people who can help with colors and style. But usually I'd say start with what is the outfit that you have, or the color that you wear when people go, oh my God, that looks so good on you. Those things, like that necklace or that jacket or that dress or whatever, like those are the things that we want you to wear more of. Okay. So let's just going into the personality types. You guys know I love expressive, driver, amiable, analytic. So that's one model, which is really, really cool. If you guys want to know more about that, I can find links and information. Awesome. Okay, Sonia says blue, aqua, and green. So those are her kind of branding colors. Now remember, it doesn't mean Sonia is only allowed to wear blue, aqua, and green. And if someone saw her wearing orange, they wouldn't recognize her. Do you know what I mean? But those are the colors that they associate with her brand. So she might do an image and she might have it on a blue background. Well, me, I love gold. I love sparkles. I literally have a gold yoga mat, and I use that as a background. I take photos, and then I put words on top of it. I also bought this at Kmart. It's just like a table thing, right? And I would take a photo of that and put words on top of it. So that's me and my branding. So maybe Sonia would take a picture of maybe a close-up of some denim jeans. Right, you can get creative. Obviously, you can also go into WordSwag and just use their template stuff too. So Kirsty said red, yellow, and pink. Great, awesome. So you guys, just really clear that you know what your colors are, that you know who you are, and that you go and just be that person with confidence. Awesome. Great. That's pretty much it, you guys. If anyone wants to loiter and linger and have a few more questions, I'm so excited that this Facebook Live lasts the whole duration. That's super awesome. If anyone is curious about my Amplify program, where I do have very limited numbers for the live one, the 6-week program, then get in touch with me. I'm really thinking I probably won't do it till next year, but just get in touch with me. I'll put the link below. If you want to learn about the DIY version, which will literally be 6 worksheets and 6 or a few more videos and a Facebook group, then get in touch with me about that, because that's how I walk you through to make sure you've got all this stuff covered, especially, but not limited, if you want to get in the media, speak on stage or on screen. I have a girl in my group right now. We actually got her an article in NZ Business Magazine, which is awesome. She doesn't really want to speak, but she just wants clarity on honing her message and being able to confidently express that on Facebook Lives, videos, whatever, interviews and things like that. But she said to me, she doesn't necessarily want to speak, but she's still in my Amplify. So you don't need to be a speaker. Awesome. Thanks for coming, you guys. Awesome to see you. Great to see Erica. Maybe I'll catch up when I'm in Tauranga. Who knows? All right. Awesome to see you. Thanks, Facebook Livers. And I'll put some links below, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Oh, by the way, check out my website. It's nataliecutlerwelsh.com. My new website, if we're going to look at some branding, you can have a look there, because this is me reintroducing myself, right? Reintroducing myself to my people. I used to have, a picture of me with all these women from my events. I don't even do those events anymore. I love women still, but I don't do those events anymore. So I've updated it where I'm actually on a cruise ship. And my message is up your brave, say what you want, make it happen, resilience and wellness in your life and business. So I've kind of, I wouldn't say reinvented, but we evolve over time, right? Our business. We tweak what we're doing. We even tweak our packages and our pricing and things like that. So I really want to invite you guys to maybe take a fresh look at what you're doing and to up your brave and look at doing things differently. And that doesn't just mean getting a new logo. You need to have the headset, right? The mindset to go with that. Awesome. And if you want help with that, get in touch with me. If I can't help you, I definitely know someone who can, because that's what my business originally was all about. It was about connecting people. And I still do that because it is my obsession. Thanks for joining us, you guys. Awesome. See you. Bye.